Welcome to West Coast Wednesdays. I'm Mark Herzl, the district manager here at A.N. Derringer in Los Angeles, California, where the sun is always shining. Last year's political rhetoric really beat up on international trade and trade agreements. And now after the election, I thought I would give you a quick rundown on some of the post-election trade legislation possibilities. Now, the campaign rhetoric really was all about Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP, but to do that you must first talk about Trade Promotion Authority, or the TPA. Now, the TPA is not a trade deal itself, but it's the authority to try to make a deal. Constitutionally, it's only Congress that can make a trade deal, but that's never going to happen because that's kind of like herding 535 cats. Now, TPA is a bill that Congress has processed and passed for each and every president for the last 30 years. It generally defines U.S. negotiating objectives and priorities for the agreement, and then establishes consultation and notification requirements for the president to follow through on in the negotiation process. Once a trade agreement is reached, Congress can't go through it and change anything. It must give it a straight up or down vote without amendment. TPA reaffirms Congress's overall constitutional role in the development and oversight of U.S. trade policy. Now, the TPA was approved by Congress and was given to President Obama on June 29th of 2015. Now, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP, isn't new. In fact, the talks and negotiations have been going on since February of 2008. This agreement has 12 members along the Pacific Rim, and they are Brunei, Chile, New Zealand, Singapore, Australia, Canada, Japan, Malaysia, Mexico, Peru, Vietnam, and the United States, not China. After 8 years, it was a minor miracle that on February 4th, 2016, all 12 finally agreed on the details of an agreement. That's it. It's final. It really can't be changed. The next step is ratification or not. The way it works is that over the next 2 years, by February of 2018, all 12 members must ratify it, and then it goes into effect. And so the U.S. adoption is only 1/12 of the equation, but that's not it. If the agreement is not ratified by all 12 member countries before February of 2018, it has a second chance. That is, if it's adopted by any 6 countries, which together have a GDP of more than 85% of the GDP of all signatory countries. The interesting point is that, in all practicality, the U.S. must be one of those 6 countries adopting, because you can't get to more than 85% of the GDP of all 12 member countries, without the U.S. being part of that. In short, we have veto power. Another complication is the requirement that Congress must pass TPP within 90 days of formal introduction. So the timing of introduction is also critical. Some predict that because it would give political cover to our new president and members of Congress, they suggest that TPP will be introduced during a lame duck session when Congress reconvenes in December to vote on a continuing resolution on the budget. Who knows? I certainly don't know, but for those of you who thought all the excitement was over last night with the election, there's still a lot more exciting things going on out there and interesting issues that are going to arise in the near future. Now, go out there and have yourself a great Wednesday.